Morning, Alex Giles here on WBTV News Now with Chief Meteorologist Al Conklin.
Good morning.
Whew, the busy weather week continues with a first alert weather day today.
Yeah, we got, Tuesday was such a crazy day with tornadoes and the heavy rain, the flooding, the wind. And now we find ourselves in almost a similar situation, Alex, with another storm system coming our way.
Right.
There are some similarities, but there are also some big differences here. First
One of them being we're dry right now, right?
Perfect. That's exactly right. In fact, let's take a look at it. We go to our HD tower cam, and we started off dry here this morning. The temperature down to about 30. And we had lows actually in the upper 20s. You and I both had scraped a little bit of frost early this morning on the car. So that's a big difference. Tuesday we started with rain right from the get-go, but we have a dry start to our day today. But as we go through the day, the rain is going to overtake. Eventually these clouds are going to lower and thicken. So if you absolutely have something that you've got to get done before the rain comes, you better get it done, between now and the early afternoon hours, simply because the rain is on the way. Now, it is also a Friday, and meaning a lot of people are going to be out and about. They're going to be on their way doing the things, Friday evening. Download our free WBTV weather app. That way, you're never away from watches, warnings, advisories. In the event that we get a tornado warning or a flash flood warning, we want you to be aware of what's going on around you, and we update this. The WBTV weather team does, hour by hour. So we'll keep you posted on all of that. And as long as you have those notifications turned on, you will get, again, any kind of signals that come our way on wind gusts or, as I say, flash flood warnings or tornado warnings, anything like that. So here's the risk. Now, this isn't going to be as great a risk as what we had on Tuesday, partly, Alex, because the timing's a little bit different.
Okay.
We're starting off super cold this morning. Anybody is fair game for thunderstorms today, possibly. Maybe not in the mountains. They may hit some, but it's much better chance across the foothills, the Piedmont.
Sure.
And as you get down into the Charlotte area, this is going to be more of an evening situation. But damaging wind gusts, and there's even that small tornado risk yet again. And as we saw on Tuesday, it only takes one, right?
Right.
Oh my gosh.
To cause utter devastation.
Utter devastation, right? Here we are into the new year, and we've got families that are, have lost their homes and lost their loved ones. We had 4 injuries up there as well in Catawba County on Tuesday. So this is exactly what we don't want. So for today, here's a range in temperatures for you. In the mountains, because you started off down into the teens and 20s, you'll only get back to the lower 40s. And partly that's reason, Alex, because the rain's going to start there first.
Right.
So once the rain moves in, well then, that kind of knocks off any warming. For the foothills, if you're in Lenore, Morganton, Hickory, Valdez, you're going to get into the lower 50s. And then Shelby to Charlotte, possibly upper 50s, but keep in mind that's not going to be 1, 2, 3 o'clock. It may be 5, 6, 7 o'clock just before the front itself comes in. So, it's going to be another chilly day. And then into the low 60s, you get down towards Wadesboro and Monroe. Here's the setup. We're dry during the morning and midday hours, but here comes the front. And boy, does that sweep on through. And, of course, we talked about this morning. There's also snow up across the Great Lakes and the Midwest. So if you've got, flight cancellations and delays, going to be part of the equation here. There's a lot going on. Yeah. So I think this will end with a little bit of snow in the mountains tonight and tomorrow morning. Otherwise, high pressure builds in, and your weekend is generally going to be dry.
Okay.
So if you've got outdoor plans, you'll be in good shape, but it will be on the chilly side. So first alert weather day today. Rainfall, I don't think it's widespread or as concentrated, and as heavy as what we had. The duration's not going to be as long as what we had on Tuesday. So up to 1 inch. Most of us probably come in less than that, but as we mentioned, earlier this week, rain is a 4-letter word now, right? We don't want any more rain,
right?
So, but unfortunately, we're going to get some. And wind gusts 30, 40 miles per hour, and that risk for severe weather. And the greatest risk for severe weather is going to be again along and south and east of I-85, where the air may be a bit more buoyant, and you have more of a time to warm up. Remember, I said you'd be in the 60s south and east of Charlotte, and that's why we think that's where the risk for tornadoes would be greatest. Again, it's not a great risk, but it will be greater down there. So,
got it.
Alex, there's the time frame. You see it starts in the mountains, between, and I realize, oh my gosh, that's a big time frame, 4 hours. It's because the duration is not going to be, 10, 12 hours like we had on Tuesday.
In and out.
But it's going to be 4 hour, 3, 4, 5 hour window where you're going to deal with rain.
Yeah.
So if you're watching from the mountains and the foothills, it's likely 2 to 6. If you're watching from, say, 321 through I-77 down to 601, it's 4 to 8. And if you get east of, say, US 52, it's 6 to 10. And after 10 o'clock, I think all the risk for any kind of heavy rain and wind and tornadoes would bypass our viewing area to the east, heading down towards the coast.
It's hard for the folks right in the city because 4 to 8, that's really like your early dinner to potentially late dinner window.
Yeah, and here you go. Well, it's funny you say that because that could also coincide with the rush hour. So here we are. This is 12 noon. All right, still no rain, right? 1 o'clock, okay, we start to see some showers, but nothing all that concentrated. So if you're going to get lunch out today, you're probably just fine. But as we get towards 2 o'clock,
Boom.
now we start to see the rain come in. And that's pretty concentrated rain back to the west of us. 3 o'clock, I-40, I-85 covered up with rain now. We get towards 4 o'clock, the entire area pretty much in rain. And we all know what, a Friday evening commute at 4 o'clock in Charlotte is going to be like. Now we throw in heavy downpours possibly. So 45, 85, 77, 40, all going to be wet. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. And notice where we have some of those bright colors, those magentas and the whites. That's really heavy rain. So we could have some stronger thunderstorms here. Again, where are they? They're mainly south and east of I-85, and then they're 7 o'clock. Now, I think this may be just a tad slow. By 8 o'clock, I really think a lot of this is moving. Again, these models will speed up a little bit and slow down, with each run. We get a run about every hour here, so tune back with WBTV. Today you and I will be on with Nye at noon. Today we'll have an update, and of course we'll update on this platform shortly after noon. But I think everything will clear out later on tonight. So after this, we're done with the rain for Saturday and Sunday, and there's just a very, very small chance on Monday. There is a little bit of a wrinkle Monday night into Tuesday where we could get some rain or even snow showers, so we're going to keep an eye on that. And then we should dry out for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But one thing I do want to point out beyond the first alert weather day for today is the temperatures are going down. In fact, this is not your kind of weather. I know that.
No, sir.
Below average temperatures for the entire, really, eastern two-thirds of the country, including the Carolinas. And so I'm going to actually show that 10-day forecast here. We'll start with the 7-day.
We're getting the double weekend again?
Oh, yeah. For you, I passed the savings on, man. Come on. Yeah, 100% chance of rain today. It's not going to rain 100% of the time, but it will rain at some point today in your neighborhood. And again, back-end loaded into the late afternoon and evening hours. Then we're dry for Saturday, Sunday. I mentioned that little spotty showers Monday night, Tuesday morning. Could have even a little bit of wet snow mixing in. And then look at those numbers for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Reinforcing cold front comes in. Yeah, teens and highs in the, teens and 20s, and then highs in the 30s and 40s. And I know you were making a comment to me off air this morning that, once you get through the holidays, you're ready for spring, right? You don't mind, hey, if Frosty the Snowman wants to come at Christmas and, Santa and the kids want to get on a sled, that's great. But about the 2nd or 3rd of January, you're ready for spring.
Get on out of here. I'm ready for spring training, for baseball season. Bring on the flowers. Come on.
Let's get the daffodils and the crocuses going. That's not the truth here. January, February are their coldest months here in the Carolinas, as they are in most places in the country. And we're going to definitely be getting a taste of cold weather next week. Again, I do not know about snow. We've talked about this before. You and I have said, you can have the cold air, but if you don't get the moisture, you get no snow. You can have the moisture, but if you don't have the cold air, you don't get any snow. You get rain. If we can get both of those to marry up, we will have some snow. If we don't, we don't. Right now, I don't see any major storms coming our way, but our focus truly is on today because there's a risk of severe weather. We will keep an eye on that, though. Once we get through today, that's going to be the focus next week. Is not just the cold, but do we get any precipitation? Because if we do, it would likely be in a form other than plain old rain, and you'll be the first to know.
So if you have to get out and get something done today, where you would otherwise just be inside, maybe a work from home or something like that, you want to take advantage of these morning hours right now, and then like the very early afternoon.
That's right. Morning and midday, I would suggest that by 2 o'clock, all bets are off. You could be in the rain. Before 2 o'clock, more than likely, you will be okay. So if you've got to get something done outdoors, that's the time to do it.
And if you've got a flexible boss, or maybe you are the flexible boss,
there you go.
Today would be the day to maybe let some folks work from home or go
or let them get out a little bit early.
Yeah.
Because as we get towards 3, 4, 5 o'clock, our rain chances go up exponentially. So it's going to be raining.
And we know those interstates are,
boy, do we know it, right?
Yes.
I mean, on a Friday, it's usually busy to begin with.
Right.
And now we're going into a long holiday weekend, right?
Exactly.
So, we want to make sure that, we get everybody home safely. Like we said, we've had some terrible situation on Tuesday with a loss of life here. We don't want any injuries. We don't want anybody to get hurt. Let's get them off the roads. We've got strong winds, rain, possibility of severe weather coming back into the picture here. Tomorrow's MLK Day Parade in Charlotte will be okay. It will be chilly, no question about it. There'll be a chilly breeze blowing. and it'll be mainly in the 40s.
But at least
tomorrow
we'll have the
morning.
sunshine,
But
right?
you will
And that'll
have
be
sunshine.
nice.
Yes, I believe there will be sunshine. So
Okay.
again, that should be A-OK and good to go.
Awesome. We'll be on the lookout today. I know we're going to hop back in shortly after the noon newscast to do this again on Facebook.
Yeah, we'll have an update for you.
All right.
All right.
Thank
See
you,
you
man.
then.